right. So I wanted to do a vlog talking about my experience so far this year being completely sober. So there was a point in time, get a little bit closer here. There was a point in time, right, where I was actively working as a registered nurse. And during that time, not the whole time, but a large period of that time, I was consuming a lot of alcohol, right? And part of the reason, I don't want to give the reason, but I was consuming a lot of alcohol because, my way of unwinding a lot of times was drinking alcohol. And, I used to make music as well back then. And I also kind of felt like it fueled my creative side as well. So, fast forward, I really didn't want at a certain point to be consuming alcohol at the rate that I was. But the reason why I guess I continued to is because I wanted to be intoxicated on something. And I knew that was one of the few things that I could consume legally. It was easily accessible. And, if anything ever happened at work, no one's ever going to say, like, I'm not going to get in trouble for drinking alcohol, right? Obviously, as long as I don't come to work drunk. So for years, right, I overconsumed alcohol because I just wanted something, to help me unwind. And that was that thing, right? So fast forward, at some point, I stopped working as a nurse when I kind of started doing like this whole entrepreneurial thing and starting businesses. And I started smoking weed. And so when I started smoking weed, right, when I started using cannabis, I became a very, very, very heavy user of cannabis. And I loved it. I thought it was great, for one, because it like completely slowed down my consumption of alcohol. And as you know, alcohol makes you do some crazy, stupid shit that you would never otherwise do in a lot of circumstances. And so for that reason, I was really happy that I was able to kind of start cutting alcohol out, and, cannabis replaced that. But moving forward, right, at some point, I just kind of decided, even though my actions weren't really reflecting that as much as I would like, I decided that I really, really wanted to be more focused on my entrepreneurial journey. I wanted it to have, I wanted to have more consistency. I wanted to see more growth. I wanted to be more disciplined. Discipline and routine has always been the biggest thing that I've really struggled with, right? And so for a long time in my head, I toyed with the idea of not consuming alcohol and not consuming cannabis either. Again, mind you, I was a person who woke up and smoked weed. In the middle of the day, I would smoke weed. At the end of the day, I would smoke weed. I'd wake up at 2-3 o'clock in the morning and smoke weed. You know what I mean? I was a very heavy consumer. And so, during December of 2021, I had the idea going through my head enough to, I knew to where I knew I really wanted to make this change, but I just wasn't sure if I could realistically do it. Number one, it's now that it's legalized, everybody and their mother smokes cannabis, right? That's not too big a problem for me because, to be quite frank with you, I don't have friends. I don't keep people around me. I have my family, and then there's typically the person that I'm dating, if I'm dating someone. But the person that I was with at the time was a huge cannabis smoker as well. And, so I knew this was going to be challenging for me to do. And I knew that, whenever I usually stop using cannabis, I kind of fall back on alcohol. But I knew that, above everything, I really wanted more discipline, and I really wanted to be consistent with what I was doing with my business. And I just wanted things to be better. I wanted my mind to be better. I wanted my memory to be sharper. I wanted to be more productive, right? So I made a decision in December 2021, and I was like, December 31st is going to be the last time I consume alcohol and smoke cannabis, at least for a really extended period of time. So January 1st, right? I woke up, and it's so funny. Maybe it's not. I woke up, one of the first things I did was I literally went to the store and I got alcohol and I drank it almost immediately. And so since I did that, right, then I think later that day, I also smoked some cannabis, right? So it was very weird. I don't know if something inside of me was like, I wanted to crush the feeling of being scared to fail. And so I just kind of like got it out of the way so I could be like, all right, look, like, even if you do fail, this is not the end of the world. Like, I kind of feel psychologically, subconsciously, that's kind of what I was doing. I really don't know, but I failed the first day. I mean, I really didn't even try, so it's hard to even call it a fail, right? However, after that first day, January 1st, I knew after that day, I was like, I'm good. Like, I don't know that I will never ever, right, consume alcohol or smoke cannabis. I don't really think that's true, but I think for right now where I'm at in life, I think that it's just better for me not to, right? So since January 1st, right, today is the 13th of January, 2022. So since the 1st, I have not consumed anything. Like, I've not consumed any alcohol, I've not consumed any cannabis, or anything other than that either, right? And every single day of this year so far, I've gotten up, I've worked out, I'm waking up at 5 a.m. again. My mind, I'm definitely more focused, and the focus is coming a lot more easy to me now than what it did before. So I'm getting, and stuff that I had like on my to-do list in 2021, which was just kind of like sitting on paper and I wasn't doing anything at all about it. Like, I've knocked those things out entirely, and I've like put them in play in my life. So this is what I've noticed ever since I got completely sober. Number one of the most amazing things, right, that I never even really saw this coming. Like, when you're high all the time, you have more tolerance for shit that maybe you normally wouldn't, right? So I'm gonna be honest, I think there was a relationship that I was tolerating that I shouldn't have. My laziness, I was tolerating, lack of discipline, lack of structure and routine in my life. And ever since I stopped smoking and drinking, number one, like, I don't have the tolerance for bullshit anymore, like at all, because there's things that I want to get done, and like they're going to get done. And so because of that, I've ended a relationship that I was in. One of the best things that I could possibly have done, not because the person is a terrible person, just because, you know, we're just not on the same page. I'm moving different. And because I was high all the time, I tolerated that relationship because it was convenient. It was easy. You know, it was just easy. And now that I'm sober, I'm like, no, right? Like, my time means everything. My discipline, my routine, the way that I'm moving, like, it means everything. I have no more patience for that shit. So I got rid of the relationship, right? And my tolerance for just people who are not moving the same way that I am, or not moving in positivity, I don't have any tolerance for it, like zero, like, so it's out. So that's one of the most amazing things that's happened for me, is that I don't have the tolerance anymore. I'm not high in the, you know, the intoxication is not like buffering how I really feel about certain shit. Now I'm experiencing how I really feel about people, circumstances, situations, whatever, and it's causing me to act on those things a lot faster than what I would have in the past if I was drunk and I was high all the time. So that, I will say, another thing that I've noticed, this is not in any particular order though, number two, irritability, right? I'm like, this kind of ties in with tolerance. I get irritable over some things that I was never irritable about before. But the good thing about that is, you know, when something's making you irritable, you need to make a change, right? And so if you don't ever have that signal coming into your life, well, where is your signal for you to go in a different direction or improve something? Like, it's absent, so you're not going to, because nothing is indicating that you need to change that thing. So I find myself working on a lot of different things now that need to be improved, and actually seeing like measurable success with those things. And yeah, this is all within like the first 12 days, okay? What else have I noticed? Or we'll say this. Number three, now that I'm not consuming anything, I don't have the craving for it, right? It's so funny. I went from smoking basically all day, every single day, and drinking at least, you know, a few times a week, if not some weeks, almost every single day of the week. And I have no craving for it now. And the reason why is because like my mind is so hungry for like success and progress that I'm making plans and I'm actually following through, and I'm too busy, and I'm enjoying the high of of the feeling of success and being productive and actually seeing things grow now. And I like that more than I do the feeling of being high or drunk. Absolutely, easily. Fitness. I've been consistent with fitness every single day this year. For me, that has always been an extremely difficult thing. And now I'm waking up at 5 a.m. and I either go running, I go to the gym, or I work out in my backyard every single day. Like, I've not missed a day. And I had so much trouble finding consistency with that before, when I was using alcohol and cannabis. And I really just couldn't figure it out. Okay, another benefit, right, is I had this really stubborn belly fat, right, which I'm still trying to get rid of it, but I you know that Homer Simpson kind of where you got the bump in your belly where you almost look like you're 2 months pregnant kind of thing. I had that going on. I kid you not. For women especially who are watching this, I know men care about this too, but women especially, I kid you not, after the first day of not drinking any alcohol, the next day that I woke up, for the first time in months, I saw my abs. I don't even know how the fuck that's possible. I stopped for one fucking day. One day. And the next day I thought that was fucking insane. I've seen my abs every single day ever since. It's nuts. I'm a nurse, obviously. I don't understand it. It's crazy. Anyway, I can see my abs now. And my figure is starting to not look so boxy, and it's starting to get a little bit of curve to it, again. And that is just absolutely amazing. And, it goes without saying, if you have kids, right, and, they're seeing you intoxicated every single day, it's just not good, right? It's not good. You can't it's kind of like having a dirty ass room and then yelling at your kids because their room is dirty and messy. Well, you set the example, so how can you yell at them? So it's if your kids grow up and then they start drinking every day and using cannabis every day, and this is slowing their production down, their brain power, and you did that every single day of their lives, you really can't be mad at them. You literally set them up for that failure, right? And don't get me wrong, I know there's people out there who, you truly believe that you are at your best smoking weed every single day and drinking alcohol all the time. You still think you're the shit. You still think you're focused. You still think you're disciplined, and you still think that you're moving as well as you would if you cut those things out of your life. And I'm just telling you, if you would have asked me last year, any month besides maybe December of last year, I would have totally agreed. I would have been nah, there's some people who can use in moderation and they're still able to keep balance and they're still able to da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. If you drink, if you're a drinker, right, even if you're a fairly controlled drinker, at some point, you are going to overdrink. What happens when you overdrink? You're not, if you like to wake up early in the morning and go to the gym, at some point, you're going to fuck that up. At some point, you're going to be hungover and you're going to wake up late, and that's not going to happen that day, right? If you like to wake up and let's say you're a trader and let's say you like to be in the market super early, right, for crypto, you're not going to make it. You're not. So all the other traders, they're going to get those nice, easy trades, and they're going to be out of the market before you even wake up. And then when you do wake up, you're going to be off. You're going to be off-centered. You're not going to be as focused because your body is going to be using so much energy for you to just try to just operate and just function normally, but you can't because you already fucked that up the previous day with all of your alcohol. All right, weed. People are like, yeah, I know for some people it makes you lazy and whatnot. I guarantee you that if you stop smoking weed, your level of productivity will go up immediately. I guarantee you. I mean, for some people, it's going to be a little bit harder than others. You might have a first 24, 48 hour period where everything is getting on your nerves. You're super irritable. You're having like really high withdrawal symptoms. But once you get past that, I'm trying to tell you, I have no craving, and I watch people smoke weed even still all the time, every day. It's illegal. There's a dispensary right across the street from my house. I promise you, your level of productivity, your level of production will increase. Your mind will be sharper. Your emotions will be a lot more controlled. I used to literally be in the market, and I used to literally drink and smoke while I was in the market trading. Can you imagine? And I really thought that that was cool. Let me tell you something. My trading, my discipline in the market, if I had to put like a percentage to how much better my trigger finger is in terms of sticking to my trade plan in the market, I'm gonna say at least 60% better. And this is like in the first 12 days. Anyway, so there's just a lot of things that I have noticed. I'm keeping a diary about so many different things at this point. Like I have a trading diary, which that's why I do the book club vlog, I do the live trades, but I want to talk about like everything that I'm doing. But the point is, like, I would love to encourage people to just stop doing it. And for you smart people out there, if you really think about it, right? Smart people don't like to be sheep, right? Smart people don't like to do the same thing that everyone else is doing. So really ask yourself, if the whole world, right, is smoking weed and it's legalized now and everybody's just high as fuck all the time, do you really want to be doing the same thing that everybody else is doing? Do you really think that you're going to get the best results doing the same sheep ass shit that everybody is doing? I'm not saying that you should never enjoy cannabis or never enjoy alcohol. But if you think about like what you want your life to be and what you really want to be a staple in your life, really ask yourself, like, do you really think that you are at your best being high every single day and drinking alcohol all the time? I promise you, you're not. And if you really are convinced and you really think it's true, don't you owe it to yourself to maybe just like quit for a month and just see what happens? Quit for 2 weeks. Quit for 2 days and just see what happens. I'm telling you, I stopped drinking for 1 day and woke up and saw my abs the next day. I couldn't fucking believe it. I had a shared space for Airbnb that I was working on, and literally for like 2 or 3 months, the shared space just sat there and I was doing nothing. I stopped oh my God, I fucking stopped doing fucking drugs and alcohol. I stopped smoking cannabis. And not only is the shit done now, but it's like in play, it's making money. I don't know, just try it. But that's my experience. The worst thing that I can say is that I've experienced some irritability because my tolerance level for bullshit is like, it's zero now. Like, it's gone. I don't want to do it. I don't want to deal with bullshit. I like productivity. I like progress. I like moving forward. I believe in Grant Cardone's motto. Like, if you do not want to be average, right? Then you need to be obsessed. Not with the dumb shit, with the shit that's taking you in a straight line to where it is that you want to be. So anybody out there watching, I would just encourage you that if you really think that you're at your best, I just challenge you to just see. Just stop using drugs. Just stop smoking weed. Stop drinking alcohol. Just do it for 30 days and see what happens. And if I'm wrong, then pick the bottle back up, go to the dispensary, go to your boys, pick up the weed, whatever, and continue doing what you were doing. But if I'm right, then fucking leave a comment. That's it.
Want nothing less than alpha. Yeah, I talk back, make me shut my fucking mouth up. And I don't usually cook for niggas, but I be cooking shrimp and steak just to hook this nigga. When he walk through the door, be like, looky nigga, no hair, no draws on his pussy, nooka. Butterfly.